On July 7th, the Hawaii County Band marched right into the Hilo Council chamber
The will of the people is to protect and preserve this.
and let the elected officials know they made a mistake.
Don't take any action on this wonderful band that has been in existence for 133 years. Thank you very much.
Band members
Let us remain and let the music play on.
and prominent supporters
I do not understand what you're doing.
told the council that the proposed charter amendment that was about to go on the ballot would put the musicians in a vulnerable position.
This is the first day of the fight to save the band.
Well, what they've done is they've removed all reference to the county band from the charter. And although that is not supremely important, the fact that the arts are frequently attacked in times of financial trouble would just kind of be hurtful to the band.
Former Parks and Recreation Director Pat Engelhard said the issue was only realized at the 11th hour.
I only found out about it yesterday. I mean, I read the story in the paper, but it wasn't that big a deal to me. But then when they said they had removed all reference to the county band from the charter, that made me jump in.
There was the bill that was introduced by Councilmember Onishi, whose intent was to make them civil service. I mean, I understand the intent, but for most lay people, when they read the bill, it's clear. The ordinance said to repeal Article 6.34. Now, what does it mean? It means the county band will not really be a part of county government anymore. It just doesn't exist on the county organization chart. So what does that bill do? Well, now the county band need not be funded. The county band need not be administered and managed by any county official. And the county band need not be county employees.
We made a mistake on this one.
The council members backpedaled
Point of clarification, Ms. Willie. It was just
Okay.
what the process was.
and bickered over the amendment that was initially considered a simple housekeeping measure.
When we hear that something's a housekeeping matter, I don't expect to then be going out and investigating it. And I also think, in terms of the sponsor, who tends to be a real stickler, have you checked with people? Well, maybe somebody else should do it.
It was that the county charter was in conflict with the state civil service law, and that the language being removed is in conflict with Hawaii revised statutes provisions regarding civil service. The bill will bring the language consistent with the current practice and what state civil service law requires. So that's that's why I was voting for it. That was real clear, because we're trying to clean it up so that we're in compliance, because we're not right now.
That when I first proposed it, I did leave the first sentence in the charter amendment, which I have here, and it stated, because I wanted to make sure that the people could see it, right? And it states that it would still have the section, the county band. The county band shall be part of the Department of Parks and Recreation for administrative purposes. So that would have stayed in. Everything else would have been stricken out because of following the civil service law now. Okay, so that was my proposal. But through discussion on July 23rd, when we had this at committee, Ms. Willie had made a comment, expressed her support for removing section 6-3.4 for the county charter in its entirety. Okay, so that was suggested, and so then through discussion, then I said, okay, what I'll do is I'll make the proposed amendment with taking out everything for our next discussion. So that became Bill Draft 62, Draft 2, and that's what happened. So my original bill was to help keep you guys in there, but through discussions with the council, they wanted to take it out completely.
For the band, it was shades of 2008, when projected budget shortfalls put them on the chopping block.
We had to come in twice and testify a lot.
Because I've been there in the 2009, 2010, when you folks, was being like on the chopping blocks. And, as people members came to me And I stated that, I always support you guys.
Council members voted to postpone putting the objectionable question on the ballot.
If we don't authorize the clerk to go forward with enough time, then it just lingers. It won't go to the ballot. The Bill 62 that we passed, to me, just doesn't really change the law anyways, because it was just to propose a charter amendment.
Just caution the council that essentially if you take the position you can defeat this bill by not passing the reso, it's almost like giving the bill that had to go through 3 readings and passed by 2/3 vote a 4th reading that can be defeated by just not passing this resolution. So you have a resolution defeating an ordinance. But,
right. And I totally agree with that.
Hopefully, in that time, they can at least stick the band back into the charter, although that has to be done by bill. So I don't know how it's going to work.
After the meeting over social media, Councilmember Gregor Iligan announced he and his staff quickly worked to introduce legislation that, if passed by the council on first reading July 19th, will fix the error and keep the Hawaii County Band in the charter.
I try to express to them this very, very special gift that they have of music that they share with the people, and thanking them for that. And shortly after that, I get a call about what is before the county council. And truthfully, I called a couple of people because I could not believe what I was hearing.